Christian, I have an announcement. I have an
Let me
announcement
hear
that
it.
I would like to make right now.
Well, let me hear it. What's going on?
The Denver Broncos are my sleeper team for the AFC.
Oh, I knew it.
They are my sleeper
I
team.
knew it.
I
You little sneak. Tried to sneak
literally,
that past me.
I literally love everything about this team. Everything about this team. This
Even Bo
team,
Nix?
even Bo Nix. I'll
Dang.
talk. We'll talk about Bo Nix. Bo Nix is kind of the asterisk, but Sean Payton earlier this week might have been late last week, but he said it very very recently. He said in his career, he has coached 6 teams that he thought could win the Super Bowl. Now, some of those, one of them won the Super Bowl. A couple of them maybe NFC Championship. They all made the playoffs, right? Like they were all very high ceiling. That's the year when the
He
Saints
was
were going
close
year
that
after
one
year.
year if
Yeah,
they would have called that PI.
yeah. So that was one of them. He said this is the 7th. He said this is the 7th team he has coached that he thinks can go win the Super Bowl.
He's just glazing his team. I mean, I feel you,
Dude,
though.
he will not shut up about Bo Nix. I mean, he is like, he does not like Bo Nix. He loves Bo Nix. Like, he will not stop
This was
talking
the
about
guy.
Bo Nix.
This is the guy he wanted.
Like,
He drafted, and he got him to the playoffs.
And I this is like one of those teams where it's like I get nervous when I like a team this much because it's like everything you read about them, you're scared that it's gonna be like, oh, but they got to deal with this, and oh, I didn't even think about that, and how am I gonna justify that with how much I like this team? I did not encounter that with this team. Everything I read so much about this team, everything I read about this team, everything I've learned about this team. I'm like, dude, this team is the real deal. Like the way we're talking about the Chargers, I think we should be talking about the Broncos that way. This team legitimately, I think, can be in the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, it's crazy. They were in 2024. They were favored in 2 of 17 games last summer.
Yes.
This is from Warren Sharp. They are now favored in 12 games this
100%.
year.
And last year
they went from 2 to 12 this year.
And last year they were 1-6 in one-score games. They had 7 wins last year of 14 points or more. That was the most in the NFL. So when they won, they won.
Yeah.
Rookie Bo Nix played the 4th toughest schedule of defenses last year and the 6th toughest schedule of pass defenses. And I think what happened was kind of the narrative on last year really quick, just to talk about it.
No, you're good.
I think people kind of, like Bo Nix early on struggled. And I think people kind of went, okay, yeah, Bo Nix, like he's all right, he's average. But Bo Nix in the back half, the back stretch was literally
It was pretty good,
awesome.
Yeah.
His last 7 games, he went 5-2. And the 2 games he lost, he threw 5 touchdowns to 1 interception and posted a passer rating of 106 or better in both of them. He threw for multiple touchdowns in 7 of his 8 last games. He had a 70% completion percentage or better in his last 3 games, each of them. And the game changer, I think, for him was when Sean Payton began to kind of simplify the offense for him, got him to throw the ball quicker. He threw at or behind the line of scrimmage the 3rd most, and when he got rid of the ball quick, he was fantastic. Now, when he held onto the ball, he was not that good. But Sean Payton, his whole thing is he hates sacks. He wants the ball to get gone. So I think he's going to continue to do that with Bo Nix. And again, he is talking up Bo Nix. So I have a lot I want to say about this team, as you can tell. I haven't gotten to their offensive line, which is elite, possibly the best in the NFL. I haven't gotten to their defensive line, which is phenomenal, possibly one of the best in the NFL. And their secondary, bar none, is the best in the NFL. The only team I want to hear an argument for is the Ravens. That's it. And I think they're better than the Ravens in the secondary. So I have a lot I want to say. I'll let you go and give me your kind of quick thoughts on the Broncos and what you've been seeing in your research.
Well, going back to your point about Bo Nix and getting the ball out quickly and Sean Payton kind of, tailoring the offense toward what he does. It's pretty interesting because I'm hearing that about, I know Caleb has been going through some struggles. Yeah. We'll talk about it when we talk about the Bears. He's going through his struggles, and I think Eric Mangini talked about it. I think what's kind of happened, what's going on over there in Chicago is Ben Johnson's kind of like throwing everything, kitchen sink, the couch, the TV, throwing everything at him, just try to break Caleb down and then, build him back up. And I think what Sean Payton has done is now he kind of tried to throw everything at him, but then he saw throughout the year as, they were going weeks and through the games, building him back up, building up his confidence and, getting the ball out quickly and stuff like that. So I'm still a little iffy on what we're going to see in his sophomore year. We got good tape on him last year. We got he played all 17 games. Playoff game. It was against the Bills. I'm not going to put first playoff action in the NFL. Like it's a whole different environment. So I'm not going to put that on him. So it is going to be interesting to see on what that is going to look like. But as you talked about, offensive line looks great on Pro Football Focus. Top two right guard, pretty good. Left tackle, right tackles, and center guard looks pretty good. I do like their addition with running back RJ Harvey. I think he's getting quite a lot of buzz. Second round pick running back, so gonna be excited to see him. They even added to a strength with their corner. I love Pat Surtain. So adding him with Pat, I think will be great. So I am excited to see their defense. They had a Hufanga from the 49ers. I know he was injured last year.
Yeah, so he's a bit of an injury risk.
So I do think he'll play well as long as he can stay healthy. I think he'll be a great addition for that secondary. But bringing it back to the offense, I do like Courtland Sutton there. They just gave him upgrade for his contract. I do think he'll be good. Going to be interesting to see how Mims Jr. progresses. They did bring in Pat Bryant. So not in love with it. I do like Courtland Sutton. Evan Ingram, I do like as a good, solid tight end choice. He was balling pretty well in Jacksonville, so I'm excited to see that. So overall, I think their offense is going to be good. Just depending on Bo Nix and, if their guys can progress, specifically Mims and their slot wide receiver, but that could be Pat Bryant. He could get that slot.
I think Pat Bryant in the third. He actually comps, ironically enough, really, really well to Courtland Sutton. So he should be a solid addition. On Marvin Mims, I think part of their game plan, right, because obviously they didn't prioritize their receiving core that much. I think they're kind of banking on Marvin Mims evolving from just a return specialist. Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Tyreek Hill, Antonio Brown. I mean, there's a few guys that you think of. Tyler Lockett, Jamison Crowder. There's like a couple guys that like started their careers as return specialists and then they became really solid receiving options. I think that's kind of what they're banking on. And then Courtland Sutton. Hoping. Yeah. So I think that's why they didn't feel like they had to prioritize it. And then, again, as you said, Pat Bryant in the third round, I think he'll be solid. I want to say this. I think something that's really hilarious is this team is kind of starting to look a lot like Sean Payton's old Saints teams in a way. They went and drafted RJ Harvey, which I think I was watching some RJ Harvey tape. That dude is awesome. Like, I think he is going to be so good for them. Javonte Williams he just was terrible last year, and it's not his fault. He got injured and he just hasn't been the same. Like, but he was really, really not good, so they cut him. He's on the Cowboys now. But RJ Harvey, they're pairing him with J.K. Dobbins, which I don't know, kind of looks a lot like Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. I don't know. They went and got Evan Ingram, but I think they're going to use Evan Ingram in the same way they use Jimmy Graham. And then Sean Payton always be prioritizing the offensive line.
Dude, when I wasn't really watching football, I thought Marcus Colston was one of the best receivers in the league. Like when I was watching football casually, I really thought Marcus Colston was a top receiver in the league.
He's good.
Every time I looked watched the Saints game, that man was making ridiculous ass catches.
And you think of the Saints like during that era, like
Willie Snead was pretty solid for them.
Willie Snead, but like Brandon Cooks was good, not great. Michael Thomas could have been great, but obviously injuries and stuff kind of kept him from that. But like, you know, like even in those Saints teams, he didn't prioritize receiver as much. It was really the offensive line. And you look, the offensive line, like, I saw this stat. It's adjusted line yards, which tries to separate how good a line is from the running backs running behind it. Sean Payton, after his first year, he started in New Orleans in 06, right? So 07, you throw that year out, 07 all the way up to the end of his tenure. His offensive lines only ranked outside of the top 7 in adjusted line yards twice. And 7 of the years, they were either number 1 or number 2. Like and you think Cesar Ruiz, Ryan Ramczyk, Jari Evans, like, just to name
Teron
Armstead, like they prioritized that offensive line, and I think, you know, it's just kind of funny that this team is really starting to look like that. But I mean, you look at that offensive line; they were number 1 in both run blocking and pass blocking, and I just, again, the J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey pairing, I think is going to be phenomenal. Their receiving core is definitely their weak point, but I think it'll be manageable. I think given the weapons that they do have and the offensive line is going to be there, I think they'll be fine. On their front 7, just like their offensive line, by the way, they retained everyone. Zach Allen, DJ Jones, who just got the bag, Malcolm Roach,
Benito,
John Franklin Myers, Nick Benito, 13.5 sacks last year. Absolute animal. Yeah. Absolute animal. And they signed Dre Greenlaw. They also drafted Savion Jones to bolster the team on the front 7. So basically, this is a unit who was elite at run stopping last year. We talked about the Chargers being like a top tier defense, and they were not good at stopping the run last year, though. This team was good at stopping the run, and they just made it better. They made the unit better. But let me tell you something, Christian. As we already talked about, this secondary, I think it's the best in the NFL. Pat Surtain, you talked about it. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
He's pretty good.
Defensive player of the year.
They got Brandon Jones at safety going into year 2. His first year in Denver was amazing. Jaquan McMillan could be a top-tier slot corner, but they also signed, as you said, Talanoa Hufanga. And I think the reason I really like this team as much as I do is because they build the team the way I would. It's like, hey, how's your offensive and defensive lines? It's like, oh, yeah, some of the best in the league. It's like, love it. What about your secondary? It's like, oh, well, actually, we just had our corner won defensive player of the year last year. It's like, oh, dang, that's cool. What else did you do? It's like, oh, we brought in a stud safety. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we also used our first-round pick on another corner. It's like, oh, that's exactly what I would do. They went and got Jahdae Barron out of Texas.
I think their worst player in their defense is either Hufanga or their second their opposite.
Yeah, Riley Moss. But again, like, that's not a bad spot. And again, they have Jaquan McMillan and Jahdae Barron, who both could be studs at the nickel. You can put Jahdae Barron back at safety. You could, like, they have so much rotational and flexibility.
And Joseph, he gonna cook.
Like, again, their depth on every it's so good. I mean, this defense is so good. And what they're going to do, this is what they're going to do. This is what they did last year, and they're going to do it even more this year with a better unit. They're going to blitz the shit out of everybody. They blitzed at the 7th highest rate last year. They led the league in sacks. They were 2nd in pressure rate. And what they're going to do is they're going to blitz, and they're going to put press coverage. And they're going to make your receivers on the outside beat their corners man-to-man, and you're going to have about a 1.5 seconds to figure out what you need to do with the ball.
Yeah, like Pastor Tang can lock up your best one.
Last thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about their coaching staff, because this roster of coaches is insane. They have probably 4 future head coaches on this staff. You know how people talk about the Washington team all those years ago, and there's a picture of Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur and Sean McVay.
It was insane.
That's what this coaching staff is going to be in 10 years.
You think Vance Joseph is going to get another shot?
I think Vance Joseph will get another shot, but I think very well Joe Lombardi could be a head coach.
If they have another good year, yeah.
They have Davis Webb as their passing game coordinator and QB coach, and he's a former quarterback. He was a backup
for Texas Tech?
Yeah, now he's their quarterback coach.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
He is like,
I mean, yeah, he
You
played
know,
quarterback for years.
I'm going to say this comparison. You know how I feel about the comparison, but it's to make the point. People are really comparing him to like a Kellen Moore, D'Amico Ryans type figure, where it's like he is going to be a head coach at some point. Like he is just that good. And they also have Jim Leonard on their defensive passing game coordinator, who, what I heard was Sean Payton personally was like, "You come to Denver with me, and I will turn you into a head coach." That's what I've heard. So. And then a footnote, George Payton, their GM, has done a really nice job. He was kind of on shaky ground, but Sean Payton era, he's really found his footing. So I just love so much about this team. I'm just so excited about this team. This is how I felt this way about the Lions last year, but I feel it even more about this team.
It just sucks they got to play the Chiefs twice.
Dude, go look at their schedule. I was looking at their schedule. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. They might win 13 games this year.
I mean, they start off pretty easy with Titans at home and the Colts on the road. Week 3 gets a little tough against division opponent against the Chargers. They do get the Broncos at home Monday night. That's gonna be a fun Monday night game. Then they get a road test against the Eagles. And it lightens up a little bit with the Jets and
Giants,
then Giants, Cowboys,
Texans, Raiders. That's 5 straight wins.
And then the Chiefs week 11 at home. That was a tight game. Last year. We'll see. They do get a week 12 bye. Not in love with that. But then they get a stretch against the Commanders, Raiders, Packers, Jags, end on the Chargers. By the Chargers game, by your standards, they should be in the playoffs, so they might not be playing for much there. Maybe like a little, probably seeding depending how it rolls there. With all that being said, are you ready to talk about like their ceiling and their floor?
I think their
ceiling. Or do you have
some
owners?
No, I don't. I think their ceiling is literally Super Bowl. I do. I think their ceiling.
I mean, they do have the squad to get it if they get, Mims becomes a solid second receiver, RJ Harvey, and and then J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Those two are really good, and their offensive line stays healthy, and that unit's together. Yeah, I could see it. They got the defense that can get them there. Lockdown corner. Really good defensive coordinator. Sorry, don't want to disrespect Vance Joseph. I do agree with that. Man,
I'm convincing him. You see this? No,
that's why we call it the ceiling.
I
don't think they'll reach that.
Well, that's fair. I think it all hinges on Bo Nix.
Yeah,
it really does. I mean, if Bo Nix can take a step forward, I think they've done a great job to help him. Great offensive line. They got him a good run game. They got him some weapons, not top line receivers, but he's got some weapons, and obviously that defense is spectacular.
Except for the Eagles, but that roster's stacked all.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the Eagles
roster, but you can escape with not having, like, Baltimore's been doing it for years. They haven't had a great receiving core, and then Buffalo, their receiving core wasn't great either
last year, and
made the AFC Championship game. So
the Chiefs receiving core was in tatters last year.
So you don't really need an amazing receiving core.
As long as you get solid, as long as you play well situationally and you play good on defense and your quarterback doesn't mess it up, like, you can go far without great receivers. I fully expect this team to end up in the divisional round. I really do. And
anything short of the divisional round.
To be honest, I expect them to be in the AFC Championship. Like, Super Bowl, maybe. Super Bowl's tough to get to, but AFC Championship, I'm almost locking it in. This is going to be one of my 2 teams in the AFC Championship this year.
Damn.
I don't
know if I'll go that far, depending on
who. I will. I'll let us.
Depending on how it shakes up, but I think anything short of the divisional round would be a disappointment. But yeah, it all hinges on Bo Nix. Can he not have he'll probably have some struggles, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
The sophomore slump teams have more tape on you now. They know what you like and what your tendencies are. So it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, that could be mitigated with a great running game and a defense that can hold you to, field goals or just plain up getting you off the field.
100%. Yeah. And I think on that note, if Bo Nix is not good, like if he does regress and he's not taking that step, I think the floor is 9-10 wins. I just think this team is too talented. I think they're going to, again, run the ball too well. I think Sean Payton is going to, even if it has to be in spite of Bo Nix, he's going to scheme up some good offense. This defense is going to be awesome. I mean, I think 9-10 wins is their floor. I think this team at minimum is going to the playoffs. Could be kind of like the Chiefs, where we talked about like maybe their floor is like they're in the hunt for the playoffs. Do they make it? Do they not? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, this is my team. Like I already have my team. I know the team, my NFC sleeper as well. I'm excited to talk about them. But this is the AFC sleeper. Like I am. And I'm not even that confident in my NFC sleeper. Like my NFC sleeper, I think is going to be really good. I don't think it's going to be this. I think I genuinely think we're gonna the Broncos are going to be like 9-1, and we're going to be like, oh, the Broncos are like the best team in the league. Like
I think I might have a sleeper, but I'm not very confident in them.
Oh well, do some research and get more confident. Find some reasons to be confident.
I've been flirting with a specific team that I think will be okay. Will be better than they were last year.
We haven't talked about them.
No, we have not.
All right, well,
in the AFC.
Just let me know because we got 3 divisions left. So, but everybody, that is it. We are done. We have talked about the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Chiefs. Excited to see what happens. This again, I think this is the best division in football. So, really excited. Let us know what you think. Like, comment, share the video, share the pod, give us a rating. Let us know if we're smart. Let us know if we're stupid and we don't know ball. We take it all. We hear it all. So, we appreciate you listening. Christian, you got anything you want to say to the lovely people?
No, I'm just glad we're getting back into it.
All right, we'll catch y'all on Monday. We'll be talking about the NFC South next. So excited to talk about that. It's probably one of the weaker divisions, but hey, should still be interesting. So until then, take care. We love you. We cherish you. Like, comment, subscribe, share, rate us, please. We love you. Thank you. All right. Bye, everybody.
Appreciate it.